everybody? It's your girl Mika, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And I want to say a happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans, okay? Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, and happy Tuesday. I normally, wasn't going to. Well, I normally don't stream on Tuesdays lately, but it's a holiday, and I told y'all I want to see where y'all at. And it's early. Okay. It's very early. And I got, a little bit of things to do. So I wanted to come kick it with you guys. So what's going on, everybody in the chat? Thank you for pulling up, even though it is not a normal day and it's early. Okay. So I realize some of you may not see it. So I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to put it on for later on not the replay, but I'm going to chop it up and put some videos on it later. Okay. So thank you so much for pulling up. Again, happy Veterans Day. I have on my Army shirt. See, Army. That is my contribution. But yes, happy Veterans Day. I have plenty of vets in my family, and I don't think the vets get, the much needed help or recognition. So happy Veterans Day. All right, you guys. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you so much. I can't do the Army. Okay. A lot of my family came over here and, immigrated through the Army. Okay. Watch your mouth. All right. But what's going on? Got Flavor. What's going on? Tyrone. What's going on? Loud and clear. Brian. Lito, I see you. What's going on? Your car. What's going on? DeAndre. Who else we got in the building? Because I just saw something else. What's going on, Got Flavor? What's going on, Sugar Shane? I saw somebody said they were, what's going on, Mandy? They were here from, I want to say Ireland. I thought I saw that cross the screen. What's going on, Tony? Oh, that's you, Brian. Oh, okay. I didn't know you were from Ireland. And what's going on, Ireland? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for pulling up as usual. What you guys got in there? Mr. Renegade, what's going on? Thank you. This is my Veterans Day shirt. Okay. Even though I had it before Veterans Day, but I wanted to wear it for Veterans Day. I really do appreciate the vets. So thank you guys. All right. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. We're going to cover, of course, Stephen A. Smith. We're going to cover Stephen A. Smith. We're going to cover Jasmine Crockett. We're going to cover, what is this lady's name? Cari Champion. Okay, we're going to cover her. And we're just going to cover the mess that's going on with the Olympics as well. All right. We are going to cover all of that. I hope you guys will enjoy the show today. As always, get down in the chat. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Do all of that. Get active, because that's how we grow. That's how we let other people know how we're doing over here. So thank you guys again for pulling up. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get it. And let me know how you guys like that countdown. Okay, I'm thinking about adding some music to it, but I like to give everybody a little time to get in because YouTube does notifications very, very, very late. Okay, that's just what it is. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into shots. So if you don't know, if you're new to the program, shots are our little small stories that I still want to bring light to. Okay, so let's go ahead and pour it up with our shots. So a woman, okay, a white liberal woman, for whatever reason, decided that she would put herself on camera kissing the feet of Ratchet Crockett. I can't make this up, and I am not lying. You got to see it to believe it. And here it is. All right, let's go ahead and pour it up. Oh, you guys can't hear it? Oh, let's try it. Hold on. All right, let's try this again, you guys. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Can you confirm that I just kissed your sneakers? She's on camera saying she'll do the radio. I am. We're doing it. Future senator of the great state of Texas. I'm gonna miss Ted Cruz so much. He's so likable. Oh my.
I'm not gonna hold you. You liberals have no fucking shame, bro. No shame at all. You guys love saying MAGA is bootlickers, kissers, all that extra shit. And look at you guys fucking kissing a black woman's foot. Bro, listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm a black man and I love black women. But one thing that I'm not gonna do is disrespect myself in order to make the next person look good. Like, fuck no. That's the thing with the Democratic Party right now. It's being ran by liberal black women, and those are possibly some of the weirdest people ever. Liberal black women and liberal women in general. Liberals in general. Weird as fuck. I think it's because I'm a man that I would never do no weird ass shit like that, but fam, kissing somebody's feet? I would have fired your ass, bro. What the fuck you doing embarrassing us like that, bro? As a fucking unit? If you guys keep doing this weird ass shit, all the liberal blacks and all that other bullshit they be doing, they're gonna start treating you guys terribly. Because look how they treat us because we're conservative. You think they're not gonna do that to you? Bro, listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This was weird as fuck. You're weird as fuck. Jasmine Crockett is weird as fuck for letting that shit happen. It reminds me of that video of that one ginger dude with the Israelites talking about, kiss my feet, white boy, kiss my feet, white boy. And like, bro, what?
And that is what we're starting with today. Sorry for the sound, you guys. Sometimes it just goes off. That's what, StreamYard does. However, this is what we're dealing with, okay? For some reason, they want to go ahead and, kiss Jasmine Crockett's feet. They want her to run for, and when I say they, I do mean the liberals, especially the white liberals. They want her to run for Senate. She would not win statewide. So I think she needs to cool her heels and stay, in representation, right? Just go ahead and represent a liberal district, something like that. All right. But absolutely not representing an actual state of Texas. Nah, not happening. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that. All right. And you guys, do you hear everything cool? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if everything is good, because I'm checking to make sure everything is good. Can you guys hear me? I'm looking at it online. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure everything is good. You can hear me. You can hear me. You're good. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on, okay, to the next one. Let's move on to Ratchet Crockett at Gavin Newsom's rally. Okay, let's move on and hear what she had to say about everything at Gavin Newsom's rally. Now, why Gavin Newsom is having a rally, I do not know. Okay, I think he's running, for president. He says he's not, but I think he's going to run. However, here's Ratchet Crockett, because Ratchet Crockett wants to be state senator, or wants to be a senator, whatever you want to call it. That's what she's trying to do. Here we go.
I digress. So I used to go so many different places around the country, and some of you may know that I'm the child of a preacher, and so I would always come up with a song. So I didn't have like a Bible verse I would come from, but I would go from like a song. It may be something that's modern, or it may be a gospel song, and considering the energy in here, this feels appropriate. There is a gospel song that goes, I don't feel no ways tired. It says, I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Now, The reason that I want to start with this song, because I need y'all to have this energy, this amazing energy that I am feeling in this room. I'm going to need y'all to keep it up. Y'all are not going to be allowed to feel tired, because we got a lot of work to do. Now, I know that we have talked about November 4th, and everybody was really excited about November 4th. We even saw historic wins in places like Mississippi and Georgia, without them even having the investments. Let me tell you something, Texas, we can do this. We can do this. If you just make sure that you keep that song in your mind, that you feel no ways tired. So let's talk about where we came from, okay? I hate to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. So, as I said, as we did a rally in California right before Prop 50 passed, you know, our feeble little governor, now he doesn't know how to answer the call of the people. In fact, he usually doesn't want to show up and talk to the people. But somehow, when that orange line rings, he knows how to pick up the phone and do whatever it is that he is told to do. Now, that's not what leadership looks like.
Oh.
Not at all.
What it look like?
That is not what it looks like. But here's the thing. He decided that he was going to answer the call of the orange one and ignore the calls and the voices of the people of Texas. And so it makes me think about an actual verse. Psalm 30:5. It says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
Oh.
So weeping looks like leaders promoting hate. Oh. Weeping looks like Abbott being a lousy step and fetch it governor that puts tyranny over Texans. Weeping looks like taking food out of the mouths of seniors, babies, and making sure that after a court tells you to feed the people, you decide to appeal it. Weeping looks like taking away health care and not giving a damn. Weeping looks like wreaking havoc not only on our economy but also the East Wing. Oh. Weeping looks like terrorizing communities with ICE. Oh. But joy looks like our amazing Texas state reps. Joy looks like the wins that we had on November 4th throughout the entire country. Joy looks like restoring decency, dignity, and democracy. Oh. Joy looks like California passing Prop 50.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can't take no more. Joyeth is none of this woman right here or the Democrats. Here it is. She's using the Bible, okay, a whole demon using the Bible to convey her political points, which is absolutely ludicrous, okay? Because even if, there was a correlation, it would not be anything near the Democrats, okay? Everything that the Democrats talk about go against every religion. I don't care if you like Jesus. I don't care if you like Allah. I don't care if you like Buddha. I don't care if you Hindu. It will go against every religion because no religion is teaching that you ought to be, unaliving babies, that you ought to be, allowing predators in the country. Like, what are we talking about? Okay. Like, what is she talking about? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That woman and the rest of those white liberals that love her so much, that want to kiss her feet. Okay. They can go and vote for her while the rest of Texas vote for people who at least are sane. Okay. Vote for people who at least have dignity enough to say that, babies aren't clumps of cells. They're actual human beings that are growing. Yeah. I can't stand that woman. I absolutely can't stand her. But that was that was some of her little speech that she gave up there with Gavin Newsom, again, who is trying to run for president. Okay. For some reason, he thinks we want him in the Oval Office. For some reason, Gavin Newsom thinks that we want, all of our tax dollars going to his collection of gel. Okay. Hair gel. Absolutely not. So that was Ratchet Crockett. Okay. So you guys get down in there and let me know what you think about Roger Crockett and the white woman who decided to kiss her feet. This is absolutely stupid. All right. So let's move on really quick to our other short story here. And I want to move on to one ratchet to another. Brandon Johnson, okay? Mayor Mohawk. He decides that he is going to call what's happening with ICE and the illegals in Chicago. He's going to call it a human crisis and that the UN should be involved and all this other stuff. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. That man is absolutely ridiculous and he just wastes our tax dollars and our time. Okay. But here he is making his plea to the UN. Here we go.
Mayor Brandon Johnson is asking the United Nations to intervene to stop your operations. Here is what he said before the UN Human Rights Council. Listen to this.
The federal government's immigration enforcement has been marked by violence and an assault on the dignity of all Chicagoans. I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. I urge the Human Rights Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States.
Tom, this is just pure lunacy, but what is your reaction to all of that?
He just proved he's not that smart, right? I mean, asking the United Nations to talk, interfere with ICE enforcing U.S. law, it's like asking an arsonist how to stop a fire. Because the UN, remember, the IOM, the part of the UN, helped fund the mass migration during the Biden administration 4 years, spending millions upon millions of dollars helping that migration, international migration, come to the United States. Mm-hmm. So, the United Nations is not going to tell President Trump what to do. President Trump was put in office on the promise of making this country safe again, on the promise of having the historic deportation operation. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what America is getting. Every criminal alien ICE and Border Patrol takes off the street makes this country safer. We have the most secure border in the history of the nation right now because of leadership of President Trump, the men and women of the Border Patrol, and because ICE. What ICE is doing in the interior every day, they've sent a message across the globe. Don't spend your life savings, cross the border illegally, think you're going to get away in the United States. Because of what ICE is doing, people aren't spending their life savings, putting themselves in harm's way. Thousands of people aren't dying making that journey. Thousands of Americans aren't dying from fentanyl because of that secure border. But the actions of the interior, the ICE and Border Patrol, has a lot to do why we have the most secure border in the history of this nation today.
And you're doing such a great job, Tom. Kevin Cork here. You're
Absolutely. I agree. I love Tom Homan. Okay. Yeah. I absolutely agree. That man is not that smart. Okay. We know he's not that smart. He's still holding on to a hairstyle that came in 2009. I don't know. That man is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Anybody that's still rocking a mohawk, you cannot listen to. So that is what's going on in Chicago. All right. That's the word of the day. He wants to have the UN intervene because international law should state that Donald Trump is doing something wrong in his country for enforcing immigration. You can't make it up. This is the left. Okay. Kissing feet and asking the UN to intervene in immigration. Yikes. All right. So last but not least, let's get into, Charlamagne the Fraud going back and forth with Roland Martin. Okay. Now, Roland and Charlamagne the Fraud decided that they were just going to have a little beef because one tells more lies than the other. One really don't know what's going on. And the other is just a liar. He actually knows what's going on, but he capes for those, those sororities, those fraternities. And he is just an absolute, how should I say it? He is an absolute, I'm going to refrain. I'm going to let Charlamagne go ahead. I'm trying to be nice, y'all. I'm trying my hardest. Okay. Because I got plenty of things to say about Roland. But let's go ahead and get into what Charlamagne the God had to say about Roland Martin calling him out. Here we go.
Okay, keyword right now. So open the government back up because people are out here suffering. Roland didn't like that. Okay, he posted this video with the headline, Beyond Idiotic, Roland tears down Charlemagne's shut down misinformation.
That's right.
That's the word that got my attention, misinformation. What did I say that was misinformation? Well, let's listen to Roland Martin.
Do me a favor. Do not listen to people like Charlemagne the God. Okay? So Charlemagne was talking about this government shutdown, and he made a comment as relate to what Democrats should be doing. Y'all have
Now, Roland decided that he would go on his platform and say that, Charlemagne the God was dumb. All right. And Charlemagne the God did not like that at all. I think Charlemagne the God is pretty dumb. But I also think Roland is an idiot. And he goes ahead and does the dirty work of the Democratic Party.
do not listen to what the hell he just said. That to me is beyond idiotic, because this battle that we're seeing is not solely about healthcare. Rebecca, I don't know what the hell that was. That was just bull.
Roland, what makes what I said BS? I said the healthcare is going to go up anyway because of the big, beautiful bill, because that didn't include the extension of the tax credits to keep the cost down. That's fact-based. So where was the misinformation? Roland, you may not agree that Dems should concede and vote for the government to be reopened, but don't say it's misinformation. So if healthcare premiums have already gone up and are fixed for the year, then keeping the government closed, the fight for lower premiums makes no sense to me, especially when on top of high healthcare prices, so many people are suffering right now because of the government shutdown. And
Roland Martin doesn't care anything about that, okay? Roland Martin doesn't care about the government shutdown. He's not a part of what the effects of the government shutdown is going to do. He's also the right hand of this party, okay? He's also one of these talking points in the media. He's not going to say anything against what's going on. He's not going to say anything against the Democrats, okay? So Charlemagne should already know this, all right? And Charlemagne, you already know that Roland does not care about what you have to say, because he looks at all of the younger generation, meaning anybody, under 50, really. Anybody under 50, he looks at that as, you don't know anything. I've been around for a long time. I'm a dinosaur, so I know everything. Meanwhile, people, that are on YouTube can get more likes, views, everything than Roland Martin, and go to news a lot more than Roland Martin. So I don't even know why Charlemagne is arguing this point, but he is.
And that's what I care about, the people. Okay, that's why I said what I said, because of the people who are being hurt by this. Not to mention people not getting the SNAP benefits. So how was what I said some BS? How was that misinformation? What to say is some BS and label it as misinformation, that's just a lie. If Roland knows this, but he would rather sell y'all false hope instead of telling you the truth. And a lot of people I've spoken to in government, Democrats, by the way, feel like that's why pinning a shutdown strategy around this issue was foolish to begin with.
And it absolutely was. So now let's get into what Roland had to say about all of this.
Which is how I define myself as a journalist. Because I have too much respect for this microphone. And I have too much respect for the audience. For the audience to be given something that's half correct. And again, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm just going to give y'all an example. Today, again, in that 20-minute discussion that Charlemagne had, and again, this is not tearing down. I'm just stating what happens when a basic statement is made, and maybe you're not thinking about what you're saying that's actually wrong. Charlemagne was quoting Bishop William Barber, talking about the big, ugly bill. And he said when the bill passed, quote, Democrats failed to expand the tax credits. I want y'all to hear what I just said. Charlemagne said Democrats failed to expand the tax credits. Here's the problem. They didn't have the power. Republicans control the House. They control whether a bill comes to the floor. They had the votes. Republicans control the Senate. Now, some of y'all watching right now, see, I'm about to explain to y'all politics. Some of y'all watching right now are going, I don't understand. They needed 8 Democrats to break the filibuster. Yes, because the big ugly bill was passed through a process called reconciliation.
What, Roland?
The reconciliation process does not require 60 votes. The reconciliation process only requires a simple majority.
Duh.
Do y'all know how the Affordable Care Act got passed? Through reconciliation.
Okay, like Roland, what are you telling us that we don't already know? Okay, you need 60 votes for the CR. You need the slim majority or the simple majority for the reconciliation. What are you telling us that we don't already know? Like Roland, child, he swear he knows so much. He swear he's enlightening everybody. When you can actually just look up these facts yourself, you can go to congress.gov, okay, and look up these facts. I don't understand what is he talking about. Okay. And surprisingly, what Charlemagne was saying was 10 times better. Okay. What Charlemagne was trying to get at is the fact that Roland, you're not telling people anything. You're not telling people anything. You're not telling them what they should be knowing. And what they should know is the fact that the Democrats had the majority before the Republicans did. And you guys didn't do anything, just like you didn't do anything when Barack Obama was in office and you had the majority then. Okay. You didn't do anything. But then you come back and say, oh, well, we want to do something on immigration. You could have did it then. Oh, we want to do something on the Affordable Care Act. Please. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Democrats are trash. But that is the beef that's going on. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know, what did you think about these short stories, okay? What did you think about these shots, okay? What did you think about Cari Crockett and her white liberal women kissing her feet? What did you think about her speech at the rally? What did you think about Roland and Charlemagne the Fraud both fighting? And what did you think about Mayor Mohawk, aka Brandon Johnson, calling the UN to come get Trump because of ICE? That man is an absolute fool. I swear to goodness. You guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about it. All righty, let me go ahead and read these super chats really, really, really quick. Thank you guys for supporting the platform. You know, I appreciate it. My homie Slimmy with the 1999 super chat. I'm gonna get you, Slimmy. Muppa. Let's go. What up, homie? Cook up. You know what? So just so you guys know, all right, I was on After Hours and somebody decided that they were going to make, I don't know, Muppets of everybody from AI. And mine did not look like me. Okay. Mine didn't look like me. And I went off. Okay. If you're going to do something, to do it right. That Muppet did not look like me. You will not have me on Sesame Street looking like that. Thank you, Slimmy. I appreciate it. Okay. You're going to draw pictures. You're going to bring any art. You're going to do anything. It better look like me. I'm just saying. Thank you so much. We have the Righteous Perspective. Hey, what's up, homie? $5 super chat. Why is that the go-to gospel song for all Dems? Shaking my head. Wake up. Yes, it's the go-to gospel song because what's her name? Hillary Clinton used it. Eyes are in no ways tired. I remember when she did that at the church. I remember. Okay. I've talked about that quite enough. But yeah, it's the go-to. You know why? Because they can use that against Black people, right? They know these types of songs. They're familiar with them. Even if they're not familiar with them themselves, they've heard it from their grandmas, great-grandmas, whatever, their mamas. And so they go to it. Okay. It strikes a nerve. That's what the Democrats are good at, striking a nerve. And then, you know, the white liberals, they're so guilty. They'll go listen to it. Be like, oh, I completely understand. Child. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Another super chat. I want to make sure I get it. I don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, Magnetar, with the $5 super chat. Mika. I guess Mika still has her Air Force shirt in the glass frame. I don't have an Air Force shirt, but if you want to send me one, I wear it. Free t-shirt is a free t-shirt. I will wear it. I support all the military though. In the glass frame, along with her other prized possessions, and therefore settle for the Army shirt. I did not settle for the Army shirt. I have a lot of family members that are in the Army and the Navy. Okay. That's it. That's all. Sheesh. All right, you guys. All right. This last one here. Roland reminds me of an old woman always going back and forth with Martin. Oh, dang, what is her name? I can't remember. And I'm a Martin fan. Jasmine Crockett is more masculine. She's absolutely more masculine. She's more masculine than every last one of them. That's why they like her. Okay. That's why them white liberal women are kissing her feet. Okay. That is the Shiro. Well, I could keep it as hero. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Here we go. Josh, thank you so much for the 199 super chat. I appreciate it. Salute. Yes, thank you. All right. Happy Veterans Day, you guys. I appreciate it. And then we have Drama City or X City. Drama X City. I think I said it right. If I didn't, correct me. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Mika, thanks for dropping science on us today. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are so nice. Thank you. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's get into what we're going to get into next. All right, let's get into the trans women banned by the Olympics. I'm just looking at the chat to see what y'all say. So if you guys don't know, trans women have been banned by the International Committee for the Olympics, okay? And a lot of people are highly upset about this. They're like truly upset, all right? So I want to go ahead and get into that because it is causing a firestorm. And now, Donald Trump has already, been talking about the fact that the Olympics, he wanted to make sure that his executive order was in time enough for the Olympics that's going to happen in LA next year. All right. And apparently, the Olympics internationally is on board. Okay. I want you guys to see what the people had to say, and then I want you to see what the trans community had to say, and then ultimately the news. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Breaking news this morning, the Olympics is set to ban transgender athletes from competing in the female division of sports, claiming that, weirdly enough, men do have a physical advantage over women. This change will officially be announced next year, but the decision to overhaul the current policy was made after the sporting committee carried out a science-based review of biologically born males' physical advantages. News to everybody! The findings were presented in a closed-door meeting, saying it was very scientific, factual, and unemotional, which quite clearly laid out the evidence. Evidence that our eyes, ears, and common sense apparently were not enough for. No, they actually had to go do and pay money to have a scientific study done on if men were actually more physically advantaged in athletics than women. So to everyone who is planning on gambling on the Olympics this year, you may just want to hold out on the boxing division or the weightlifting division or anything else where they have allowed men to compete against women unfairly.
Yes, I agree with this woman 100%. And thank you, loud and clear. Yes, the Winter Olympics and then 2028. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me give you a shine. Yes, thank you so much. All right. So here's the thing. Everybody was highly upset about this. Okay. Because it is an international thing, meaning that other places internationally that, hold Olympic Games, they also agree. All right. Which makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. All right. I want you guys to actually see what the trans community is saying. Okay. about this in not only the Olympics, but in, NCAA and all the rest of the sporting competitions. Here we go.
Since 2011, 1.2 million women in the United States have received college athletic scholarships to NCAA programs at the Division I and Division II level. 1.2 million. Out of that 1.2 million who received college athletic scholarships, how many would you guess are trans women? I'll give you 2 seconds to answer. One trans woman in the last 15 years in the United States has received a college athletic scholarship. Since 2011, 1.2 million women in the United States have received college athletic scholarships to NCAA programs at the Division I and Division II level. 1.2 million. Out of that 1.2 million who received college athletic scholarships, how many would you guess are trans women? I'll give you 2 seconds to answer. One.
It shouldn't be any. It shouldn't be any. Okay. One is too many. It shouldn't be any. All right. Absolutely not. Not one. Not one. Okay. And that's because it doesn't make any sense. You're not a woman. You're absolutely not a woman. You're absolutely not a woman. I respect your right to dress how you want to dress, to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. If you want to be a ma'am, you can go ahead and be a ma'am. I'm okay with that. All right. I have people that I know that are transgender, and they don't believe in trying to insert themselves in women's spaces either. We talked about this a couple of days ago with the woman in LA in the Gold's Gym bathroom. Like, I don't know why you guys keep doing this. It's absolutely insane. However, let's go ahead and see what the news had to say about everything that's going on. Here we go.
The Winter Olympics in Italy are just over 12 weeks away, but the International Olympic Committee may be on the verge of a major announcement that could bring its policies in line with the Trump administration ahead of the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. It is reportedly set to ban transgender athletes who were born male from competing in all women's Olympic events. Nick's here with the details. This sounds like a really big change potentially, Nick.
This would be big. Anna, it would be a huge policy shift for the IOC, which until now has let each sports international governing body set their own policies centered on transgender inclusion. It would also mark a big change from the IOC's 2021 framework, which said there should not be a presumption of advantage when it comes to trans athletes. The reported push comes after IOC President Christy Coventry vowed to protect the women's category before being elected in March.
What I would like for the IOC to do is to bring everyone together to try and find a consensus amongst all of us that we can all get behind and that we can implement, and above anything and everything else, it's fair and protects the female categories.
According to the British newspaper The Times, the IOC will issue the ban sometime early next year, citing a new scientific review that found evidence men have a permanent physical advantage over women athletes, even after hormone therapy. However, the Guardian newspaper says the ban could still be a year out and that the IOC is facing pushback to a possible ban on athletes who were reported female at birth but have male chromosomes and the same testosterone level as men, also known as differences in sexual development. That would include athletes like South Africa's Caster Semenya, who won gold at the London and Rio Games before track and field's governing body, World Athletics, banned DSD athletes from competing as women in 2023. While the IOC has issued a statement saying no decision has been made, the reported policy change would bring them in line with the Trump administration. Back in February, President Trump signed an executive order banning transgender athletes from women's sports, which he intends to apply to the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. Anna, it's worth noting that despite the talks surrounding the policy, the IOC says fewer than 1,000% of recent Olympians openly identify as trans or non-binary.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app.
Thank you, Cuomo. All right, so there you have it, okay? The news is saying that, transgender women to be banned from all female Olympic events, all right? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. All right. And this is them trying to explain the difference and the similarities with trans. And if you don't take, I guess hormones or whatever, that you pretty much are the same.
The female sports category exists to ensure safe and fair competition for female athletes, since males have significant performance advantages compared to females of equal height, weight, and age. These male advantages include larger skeletal structures, greater muscle mass with stronger muscles capable of producing force more rapidly, stronger tendons and ligaments, larger hearts and lungs, and a higher oxygen carrying capacity. These advantages arise from a combination of testes, high testosterone production, and a functional androgen receptor response that drives physical changes in the male's body throughout childhood and puberty.
Correct.
A process called androgenization. Even if testosterone is suppressed, the physiological advantages caused by androgenization remain. To protect females and the integrity of the female sports category, athletes wishing to enter this category should be screened for eligibility, and those athletes who may have benefited from male development excluded pending further investigation. Screening should occur at initial registration for entering the female category to prevent media scrutiny later and to ensure timely medical evaluation if needed.
Sure.
But how do we employ a screen that is not only highly predictive of male development, but also simple, fast, and non-invasive? Consider the cheek swab. A cotton swab is gently rubbed against the inner cheek, coating the cotton in saliva and collecting hundreds of thousands of buccal cells.
You can't make this up.
DNA strands are then extracted from these cells. Then, a specific DNA sequence from the strand is amplified, creating millions of copies to detect a target gene. This is known as polymerase chain reaction, or PCR. In this case, technicians use PCR to confirm the presence or absence of the SRY gene in the extracted DNA. SRY is responsible for initiating the development of testes and is known as the master switch for male development.
Really?
PCR analysis for SRY is used in research worldwide where the sex of a mammal must be identified. It is also cheap, comparable in price to testing for the sex of a baby or a genetic condition. Most importantly, it is highly predictive of male development, accurately classifying over 99.99% of individuals as either male or female.
Okay.
But what about the remaining cases? Rare developmental disorders may cause discrepancies between the screen result and an individual's actual development.
Oh, really?
When such cases are flagged by the screen, a structured review process is initiated.
Oh, and what did it do?
First, the athlete is referred to independent medical specialists for diagnosis of a potential medical condition. Second, their female category application is temporarily suspended while the medical evaluation takes place. Third, if the evaluation confirms no testosterone-driven male development, the athlete may resubmit their application for consideration. However, if the athlete is found to have experienced male development, they will remain ineligible for women's sports. This approach leaves complex decisions to medical experts, ensures ethical safeguards, and sets a clear protocol for handling atypical results. Let's look at 3 examples of atypical cases.
Absolutely not. So what they are essentially saying is the following. If you are transgendered and you have not experienced, let's say, male puberty, okay? If you haven't gone through puberty yet and you don't create these testes or testosterone, then you are essentially a girl, is what they're saying. You are equivalent to a woman and you should be allowed to play in female sports. You can't make it up. You absolutely can't make it up. That's what they're saying. Okay. This whole video, okay, because I went through the whole video, but they're essentially saying that if you can catch it early enough, okay, with these puberty blockers and all of this stuff, that you essentially have a girl. So, I mean, the boy is essentially the same as the girl. Like, it's absolute wild. But this is what they are using science to try to explain this stuff. So that's why you see them now pushing these young children to go through with taking puberty blockers and all this other stuff. It's just absolute nonsense, and it's ridiculous to push on children. Okay? And they're hoping that the adult version of them will be more feminine and would be, comparable to a woman because they never went through the male puberty. But they don't say how it affects the child. And they also don't tell you the effects of having these type of hormones with children. Okay? It's absolutely wild. All this so you can pretend that you were born something that you were not born, and all this to pretend that these are girls playing in girl sports when you can just have girls playing in girl sports. This is so stupid. Why do we waste money and tax dollars and people and resources? Like, these scientists can be going to do something else other than this nonsense. Okay? Everybody has the right to do what they want to do, but why are we spending money on this? I have absolute no idea. It's absolutely stupid. Just absolutely stupid. But this is where we're at. So I wanted to show you guys that, because that's where we are. They are using science, okay? Every time they get knocked back, they go back and they get scientists to look at this and look at that, and they find this or that and the third. It's just ridiculous, literally, okay? It's absolutely crazy, because why are we doing this? And why are we subjecting, biological women and men to things? Now, one thing I will give the so-called trans men, I don't see them trying to be running with Usain Bolt, okay? I don't see it. One, because I don't care how many hormones you take, how much testosterone you get, you are not going to develop the types of muscular, build that men have. Okay. You're just not. Your shoulders are built differently. Your collarbone, all of that is different. You're not going to do it. And they don't even try. Okay. I don't care if they got mustaches and all of this. They don't, at least they don't try to go into male spaces like the trans women do. And if you talk about misogyny, that is the real misogyny. I'm telling you right now, that's the real misogyny. Absolutely. That's it. Yes, you're built different. You're built different for a reason. Okay. Now, if they want to do a transgender league like they have with the Special Olympics, I'm fine with that. Go ahead. I'm absolutely fine with that, because then you have people that are going through similar things with the hormones, or you may be half this, half that, yada, 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 yada. I'm okay with that. So let's do that. Okay. Or if you want to be transgender, but still compete in the sport of your actual gender, or as they call it, your assigned gender at birth. Okay. If you're a trans man, but you want to compete in women's sports, go ahead. Because you're a woman. Okay. You are a woman. And I think that would be fine. I'm okay with that. I don't think, I guess depending on your testosterone level, but I just say go ahead and make their own league. Okay. Let them run against each other. Okay. The fastest trans woman, the fastest trans man. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't use that word. I don't use cis anything. I am a woman. You will call me as such. Okay. It is what it is. But you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about the Olympics, okay, the international community saying, hey, look, we are going to ban this. This is too much. And, essentially, we have come to a consensus ahead of all the Olympic Games that are on the horizon. So let me know what you think about that. Okay. Non-binary. I'm not adding non-binary. Child, I don't know nothing about non-binary. I cannot get into, after the LGBT. I don't get into the QIA plus, carry the one, double up, flip it up, smack it, rub it down. I don't get into that. And the reason why I don't is because it's semantics. Okay. I don't get into furries. I don't get into, I don't know, all that other stuff. I don't get into transracial. I don't get into trans, I think it's age. Like, I stopped doing Mr. Rogers at about 9. Okay. We don't go to the land of make believe. I respect everybody's decision, but you're not going to get me there with you. All right. So those are my thoughts. No transphobia, because I could care less. I know trans people. I just don't, I can't do it. I cannot do it. You're not going to get me to believe something that I don't see. Okay. All right. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Miss Brown Eyes, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, hon. Thank you. Hello, Mika. As a single content creator, you are my favorite. Oh, I love how you do your homework on these topics. Thank you. Oh, I really do appreciate that. Thank you. That was so nice. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Brown Eyes. And how have you been? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys. Let's get into our main topic here. Okay. Stephen A. Smith. That is our main topic. All right. Stephen A. has the girls going. He got the people going. Now, I'm not a big Stephen A. Smith fan, okay, as we already know. However, if he says something right, I will promote it, okay? A broke clock is right twice a day, all right? And I do love when people actually stand up for themselves. Now, we all know that Stephen A. backtracked, double back, flipped when he got, the 92% on him. All right. The 92% came out in droves because he dared to talk about Ratchet Crockett. Okay. You cannot talk about Ratchet Crockett. As you can see, Ratchet Crockett has white liberal women kissing her feet. I mean, she must be the second coming. All right. So you cannot talk about her. You cannot talk about any of the politicians that are Black women. You cannot talk about Michelle Obama. You cannot do it. It cannot be done. Okay? 50 Cent told you guys, if he can't do it, it can't be done. All right? Like, you cannot talk about these politicians because they are Black women and they get enough scrutiny. Even though they are in a public space, using public funds, getting paid by public funds, and representing the general public. You cannot talk about them. Okay? You cannot critique them. Stephen A. has found that out the hard way. However, it has not stopped. And that is the problem with kowtowing to the 92% or the left in general, okay? Bowing down to the white liberals and the rest of the liberals. Okay? Because they will use that against you as well. Okay? They will use it against you. You can apologize till the cows come home. And they will still go ahead and drag you through the mud because you shouldn't have said it in the first place. That's how they feel about it. You should not have said it. How dare you? Okay, you apologize. So now you need to continuously, get up here and say everything I need you to say. And that's where Stephen A. is. That's where he is right now. Okay. So if you haven't heard, Stephen A. had to correct some things on his show. I think it's called Straight Shooter. Okay. Stephen A. has a bunch of shows, but his own podcast, I think it's called Straight Shooter. Okay. And he responded to Cari Champion, who I can't stand, especially on CNN. I mean, she never knows the topics. She's always wrong. Okay. She was okay as a sports commentator and on First Take, but politics, not her lane. Okay. If she wants to talk to us about, a middle part bust down wig, something like that, which Ratchet Crockett knows a lot about, we could talk about that. Her wigs actually look pretty good. Okay. She can give Crockett some tips. But outside of that, no ma'am. Okay. Outside of sports, no ma'am. We don't want to hear it because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Which is why you don't know what Ratchet Crockett actually does. You just champion it because she's black, which is absolute ludicrous. Because if they're not doing anything for you, who cares what color their skin is? Okay? If they're not a black person or whatever person that wants to do right by you, who cares? But of course, you can't break the 92% bond. So let's go ahead and get into everything that happened. Now, let's get into what he addressed about Jasmine Crockett. Let's start, though, with Jasmine Crockett talking to the Shade Room about Stephen A. Smith and what Stephen A. Smith had to say about her before he apologized and then when he apologized. Let's see what she had to say about it. Here we go.
Stephen A. Smith had some comments about you and the way that you conducted yourself towards Trump and different things like that. But he has, since then, he has apologized since the backlash he's received. First of all, how did you feel when you heard those comments from Stephen A. Smith? And secondly, did you accept his apology?
Yeah, so when I first heard the comments, I was disappointed. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And I've never met Stephen A. We've never had a conversation a day in our lives. I was disappointed simply because it was a black man. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like, in the work that I do, I anticipate that there's tons of racists or just tons of people that are on the other side from me that will be critical and not focus on the substance of what it is that I'm doing, not focus on the legislation, not focus on the money that I bring in, not focus on the programs that I run out of my districts, not focus on how I am very much in tune with keeping my districts informed of what's going on.
What programs does she bring into her district? We already had our little powwow here on the Red Cup where we went into her district. Okay. Her district looks like trash. What programs is she talking about? I mean, I understand that your constituents don't understand that it's you. It's just you. It's your fault. However, what programs? Because South Dallas looks like trash. Absolutely. Schools ran down, trash everywhere. Kids got to step over. Ma'am, what programs? Okay.
In the government, like the meat and potatoes, like I get that they will ignore all that stuff. But in a time in which Black women specifically are under attack, and we all know what Malcolm X said about the Black woman, I just felt a way that there was a Black man who decided not to do any research and decided to more so comment on my stylistic approach, which I'm good with people disagreeing or whatever, but to use your platform in order to not only come for me, but consistently kind of have a track record of coming for Black women. I was just very disappointed in him. Like,
what did Malcolm X say about Black women? At the time when Black women were very respectful and were a part of the Black community and helping the Black community, Malcolm X did say that the most disrespected woman in America was the Black woman. But what they don't like to quote from Malcolm X is Malcolm X also said that if you are Black and you're voting for the white liberal, you're a chump. Okay, that's his words verbatim. You are a chump. You put them first and they put you last. And that's still what they're doing almost 100 years later, and they're still putting you last. You are a chump. Absolutely. So they only like to pick and choose what Malcolm X said, because Malcolm X was very much a both sides giver. Okay. And he told you about them white liberals. Okay. He told you they were the worst out of everybody. They were the worst. They don't like to say that either because she hangs with white liberals and have white liberals kissing her feet. And I guess she likes it.
Like, that was just really disappointing from like a cultural standpoint. As relates to his apology, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna tell you that like I haven't paid attention whatsoever. I do feel like whatever took place was more so in response to the backlash. And so, you know, it's kind of like, all right, so if you hadn't gotten smoke, like, would you have done it? It's done. We're moving on. And I just got to say that I appreciate and love the people, because people that follow me pay attention and they know the things that I'm doing. They understand why I am pushing back on Trump. They understand that Trump is the big threat, not how I talk, but what he's doing, the things that are literally taking people's food out of their mouths, taking their jobs away from them, taking access to education away from them, taking access to capital, whether it's to buy a home or to start your business. Like, they understand that I'm not really the threat as a sitting House member.
You're absolutely the threat. You're absolutely the threat, because you are just like the rest of the black people that get elected. You go out and you tell black people one thing and then you do another. Okay. You do more for illegal immigrants than you do for black people. Look at South Dallas. It is clear. It's absolutely clear. Okay. You are the threat. Okay. You are the threat. And black people in this moment that vote for you are the chumps, just like Malcolm X said. Because you keep voting for people like this, okay? It doesn't matter if she has your same skin color. The woman is not for you. The woman will tell you whatever you want to hear to get your vote, but she doesn't care anything about you. And if she does do a sliver, I mean a little crumb of something, it's because it benefits her and her party in the long run. It has nothing to do with you. Absolutely not. Okay? The Democrats allowed you to starve. According to them, 42 million Americans will starve. Okay, yeah, they allowed you to starve so they could get your vote. That's it, that's all. But she's not the problem, girl, bye.
He is. And so I appreciate that people like spoke out, and I didn't really need to say anything.
She didn't need to say anything because the 92% will protect her. The 92% will protect the absolute most ridiculous representation of black women. And then wonder why the representation precedes them. Okay? Those black women that you are talking about from Malcolm X era are not you. Okay? You not that. You not it. Absolutely not. They're not even the same. So I don't know what Ratchet Crockett is talking about. However, let's move on. So that was her response to Stephen A. Smith's response then. Okay. And like I said, and even she said in there, she said, you know, oh, would you have done it if, you know, people, you know, weren't giving you so much backlash? So that's why you did it. Okay. You cannot backtrack with these people. Okay. Liberals, the left, 92%, you can't backtrack with them. You backtrack with them, guess what they will do? They will bring it up again and again and again and again and say, oh, it wasn't sincere. And that's what's happening to Stephen A. He's finding out the hard way. Okay. So now let's get into what Stephen A. actually had to say. So if you guys don't know, Stephen A. got smoke from the misandrist. Okay. One you may know, Cari Champion, and other you may not be so familiar with, which is I think her name is Michelle Beadle. Okay. Now, Michelle Beadle had a lot to say about Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith did not spare her. So I want to get into that. Then I want to get into Cari Champion. So let's start with Miss Michelle Beadle. Okay. Now, I will say this. Michelle Beadle is a liberal white woman. All right. And a lot of the times, liberal white women, they just, you know, they think they can say things because they are, you know, adjacent to the 92%. And the 92% will let them say certain things to black men or black people in general, including black women that they don't like. Look what happened with Winsome Sears in Virginia. Nobody protected her. Not one black woman. Not even a so-called black president. Okay? Barry had the NAACP out there stomping for the liberal white woman. So that's why I don't play the race game with these people, okay? Not with Latinos, not with black people, not with white people. vote your policies. But let's go ahead and hear what Stephen A. had to say. And let me know, guys, if you can't hear, because I want you to hear what Stephen A. had to say. Here we go.
Man and black men with black women. First of all, to the brothers out there.
The brothers.
Can we ask a question? Can we disagree with a sister from time to time?
No, you cannot.
We damn sure do it privately. What, we're forbidden to do it on camera?
Absolutely.
What's up, fellas? You gonna leave me standing here, sitting here, and don't say anything? We can't disagree without being accused of disrespect or misogyny for asking a question. Again, I apologize for the unintended effect, and I meant it. I don't want that to get lost. But what I'm saying is, why are we having this problem? You're trying to make this about the black man and the black woman. Stop. My record speaks for itself. Google me. We ain't going for that. You think I don't know what the hell this is? I ask a simple question. Sit down for this one. If it were Candace Owens instead of Jasmine Crockett or somebody else, what would you have said?
They would have said absolutely nothing, which is what I just said. And I want to correct myself. This video is actually to Jasmine Crockett. He's responding to Ratchet Crockett. However, they wouldn't have said nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If it was the black woman who ran for governor of Virginia and just lost to the woman Spanberger in Virginia, Earl Sears, I believe is her name, Winsome Earl Sears. If I was talking about her, would y'all have said anything?
No.
If I was talking about somebody like Sage Steele, our former colleague at ESPN, who's now in the podcast space and doing her thing, would you have said anything?
No.
Trying to make this about gender and race. No, this is about politics, ideology. You expect me as a black man to stand firm supporting the Democratic Party.
Correct.
That's what this is about.
Correct.
That's what this is about. If I said the same thing about those conservative black women, y'all would not have said a word.
Not one.
So if it's about politics, say so. See, that's where the left gets slick. And this is somebody, you can't say anything to me because I vote for you anyway, because I'm looking at a policy by policy, and I understand the attention that needs to be brought to the desolate and the disenfranchised, to the poorest amongst us, and for us to do what we can to uplift them. That's how I live my life, trying to do it. And even though the Republicans might have some policies and their thought process might be free market capitalism, free land of opportunity, do that, whereas the Democrats might have given more access to capital through some policies and what have you. The bottom line is, on far too many occasions, it's come across like they care more about that than the other side might. Whatever you may think, the fact of the matter is, this is about politics and ideology, and about the left trying to muscle and flex us into doing and thinking and spreading and disseminating what you want me to do. Bump that. I apologize. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I do what I want to do. I think for me.
I know that's right.
I voted for Kamala Harris. I voted for Barack Obama
twice.
I voted for Bill Clinton. Don't come to me acting like, oh, I'm supposed to parrot your speech. You sitting there on the White House lawn dancing with Joe Biden, who was 80. Forgetting you're going to bring up Trump with the rent issue in the 70s, but we're going to conveniently ignore Joe Biden and the crime bill with the Senate in the 90s.
They do.
And the disproportionate effect that had on black people.
They do.
And incarceration.
They do.
Bill Clinton apologized for it. It happened in the 90s. He apologized for it in 2016, conveniently when Hillary Rodham Clinton was running. By the way, when the privatization of the prison system took fold, wasn't it some Democrats making money off of that because they invested in it?
Absolutely.
We didn't bring that up. I can't ask that. I can't bring that up. I can't be suspicious about stuff like that.
No.
Come on, y'all. Come on. When I'm talking about Democrats, I'm going to end it by saying this.
What you got to say?
When I speak out against Democrats, it's not because I'm trying for you to lose. It's because I'm trying to help you win. I told you a year in advance when y'all pilloried me, Biden was not suited to run for re-election. And I was ignored for a year.
Of course.
I'm telling you now, the extreme progressive left and some of the policies they've pushed forth, where everything, and I mean everything, seems to be before black people, I'm like, yo, I don't know if that's going to work for us.
Okay.
I don't know if that is going to work for us. I've said this.
You did.
And I'm telling you right now, when I say something, it's because I want you to right the ship. I don't want one party rule. I don't want the Republicans to have the House, the Senate, and the White House. I want the House to get the Democrats to get the House or the Senate back. If not both. I don't want one party rule. I want them to have to work across the aisle for one another for the sanity of the American people instead of both sides demonizing one another and none of us are ever to come together. But y'all ain't thinking like that.
Oh, no.
And in the process of doing so, the emotional bullying is not something I'm going to stand for. I respect Jasmine Crockett. I respect Kamala Harris. I revere Michelle Obama.
Oh, Jesus.
For Cari to bring her up was utter nonsense. It was wrong. It was cruel. And that's going to stink for a while. I got 2 shows on SiriusXM. I got ESPN. And then I have this. I'm not backing up. I will never disrespect any woman, especially my black sisters.
Well, the misandrist that is Cari Champion, the misandrist that is Jasmine Crockett, and the misandrist that is Michelle Beadle do not believe you. They said you need more people. So let's go ahead and get into that because this is a whole fool, okay? Like this is just absolutely wild. So let's go ahead and get into all of that. Here we go. Because the misandrists are on Stephen A's neck. Here we go.
My comments are strictly directed at this woman, who I will remind y'all I have not said a word about in over 11 years. I've never spoken about her. Do y'all know why? I don't know her.
No, I don't know her.
You would think there's some beef that's been going on and has been pervasive throughout the industry for years. What? It's all because of her.
Oh, okay.
I have never said more than hello or goodbye to her in the initial stages, and we was at one event for ESPN in 2013 or wherever it was, where we might have spoken for a minute or two. I don't know this woman at all. So when you hear her talking about me, please understand, I don't know her. I have no relationship with her. She says, I don't like her. How would you know? It has to be because of how you're acting, Michelle Beadle. It can't be because of me. Because I don't talk to you. I don't know you. I don't talk to you. I've never been around you. We've never had a conversation. We've never hung out with one another. Nothing. We have no relationship. I can sit up here right now, walk outside to the bathroom, pass somebody in a hallway, talk to them for 2 minutes, and that would be more extensive than any communication I have had with Michelle Beadle in all these years.
Okay.
So she's giving off this impression like it's some warfare that's going on. It doesn't exist. If I don't like you, which is true now, it's because of the multitude of times you've been on the attack. And it's dating back to 2014 with the whole Ray Rice thing. Go look in my book. I'm not revisiting that. I don't have to. I've moved on. And I'm doing my thing. But all of this stuff that she's been bringing up, when people are saying, Stephen, it's nonsense. She's here compared to you. Forget all of that. I talk about who I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. 99% of the time, I ignore people.
Okay.
But every now and then, you got to raise up. And this is my time to do just that. Because this person is trifling.
Damn.
And I'm not going to go any deeper than that because I don't have to. But she is what she is. My work ethic, let's analyze that for a second here while you talk about your stuff. You are Michelle Beadle. You are on the record saying you refuse to share a desk. Let's talk about that. I do remember when I had some breaking news when you were on Get Up and you refused to have it aired because of me. Is that professional? Is that the right thing to do? Did Mike Greenberg feel that way?
Karen.
Did the producers at Get Up feel that way?
Karen.
Did the bosses at ESPN feel that way? See, I'm still there. You're not.
Everybody.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You just said, Cari, you called me. You root for me. Why would you root?
Okay. So let's address this Michelle Beadle thing. Okay. Michelle Beadle. Okay. Let's let me get back to the picture here. So just in case you guys don't know who she is, let me look and see if I can find that picture. There it is. All right. So this is her. Okay. A whole Karen, a white liberal woman. All right. Who is just going on a rampage about different men, okay? Who is a misandrist, who doesn't like to do quote unquote shows with men in sports, and preferably black men, okay? Like something is absolutely wrong with this woman. She has an attitude problem. She's nasty, okay? I've actually gone and listened to a couple of her rants, and it's just absolute nasty for no reason, all right? There are a lot of women like this, and for the life of me, she's gotten opportunity after opportunity, and I don't know why. Okay, she's not entertaining, not by a little bit. Okay, everything is a problem. You say one thing is, they're all like that. I don't understand it. Her, Joy Taylor, Cari Champion. All right, they're all like that, and I don't know why. Malika Andrews, all of them, they are like this. I don't know why. And for the life of me, you get to be on television, okay? You are getting $5 million contracts. Like, women rarely get these opportunities. They rarely get these opportunities. We literally have to create these types of things and hope that people like it, enjoy it, and hope that men want to listen to it, okay? And you're actually on a show, or were on a couple of shows that had male viewership, okay? She had male viewership and she fumbled it. But now it's everybody else's fault. It's Stephen A's fault. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. Like, ma'am, have a seat. Absolutely. Have a seat. You sound ridiculous. Going after Stephen A, politics, going after Stephen A's, work ethic. Like, I cannot like everything that Stephen A does, or I can like some things that Stephen A does. But one thing I will not say is that Stephen A don't work. Ma'am, you literally don't work. You got fired on your day off and still got to keep your money. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. again, I will say her, Cari Champion, Malika Andrews, Joy Taylor, all of these women are like this. You get a chance to be in male-dominated spaces. You get a chance to shine, and you don't. You just show and prove why a lot of people don't want to work with females. Preferably, men don't want to work with them because you get women like this who are entitled, nasty, and rude and make it a miserable place to work. But then they are the misogynists. They are the problem because nobody wants to deal with your attitude every day. Nobody wants to deal with things changing every day. You come to work, you don't know who you're getting. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that is his rant on Michelle Beadle. Okay, Michelle Beadle. And that is her face there. Now, let's get into Cari Champion, who some of you might know a lot more. Okay, she's a little more popular. But let's get into Cari Champion because Cari Champion decided that she would come out the side of her mouth talking as well. Okay, she has a little jobby job now over at ESPN where she, gets to talk sometimes, but she has that in her podcast. And so she decided that she was also going to be talking about Stephen A. and Stephen A. Being misogynist and being, nasty to Ratchet Crockett. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The 92% is just annoying at this point. The Karens are annoying at this point. Here is Cari Champion.
Let me get to somebody I do know. At least I thought I knew. And that's Miss Cari Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Cari Champion is a person that used to host First Take. Used to work at ESPN. Used to do Sports Nation, stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like
Did
that.
a pretty damn good job too. And I have to tell you, I was taken aback, and I think the word shocked does apply when it came to this Michelle Beadle brouhaha and seeing Cari Champion say this about me. Please play cut number 7.
Stephen A. I played that Michelle Beadle clip for one reason and one reason only. I'm old enough to remember being on that show and getting in trouble based on some comments you said about women and whether or not they should know their place when it comes to abuse or non-abuse. Ray Rice comes to mind. Not going to get into the details of all of that.
I'm sure.
But Beadle just came for you yet again, like she did when I worked at ESPN. I wonder, do you have that same smoke for her that you have for Jasmine Crockett, that you have for Michelle Obama, that you sometimes display for me and Jamel Hill? Do you have that same smoke?
Could be me.
I'm sick of it. Keep the same energy. And I call you and I root for you and I say, hey, I got your back. I'm happy for you. But you keep that same energy, sir, for everybody.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Absolutely.
You just said, Cari, you called me, you root for me. Why would you root for somebody that called you out in Jamel Hill, who's your good friend?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never happened. Never.
Nope.
I've shown you nothing but love. What are you talking about? You were hired at First Take in large part because of me.
Uh-oh.
You stayed as long as you stayed and had the support of the people that supported you because of me. Do I need to get bosses to confirm that I'm telling the truth? You know I can.
Yikes.
When we see the diverse people that come on First Take, Black people, women, the list goes on and on. Who did that? That wasn't happening when Skip was there. That was me. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
When have I spoken against you? When have I thrown shade against you? When did that happen? That is a lie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Me dogging Cari Champion? When? And if I did it, why did you call me and root for me? What are you sick of?
Nothing.
Or did you just want the attention?
That's exactly what she wanted.
You see, we're going to have a deeper discussion.
Yep.
Right here and now, because I'm sick of this. And I'm not going to be scared by women that I have loved on for many, many years as a colleague and as a contemporary and watching folks back. It doesn't mean everything that I'm going to do is going to please you. But y'all are talking without facts. We want to talk about, like Michelle Beadle talked about and other people talk. Ask John Skipper. Ask Connor Shell. Ask Norby Williamson. I'm usually not supposed to give out names, but what I'm saying to y'all is, whether it's Dave Roberts, it's a Burke Magnus, it's a Jimmy Pitaro, or anybody else, ask them my support. For numerous people that have walked through the walls of ESPN, including you and Jemele Hill. What are you talking about? I didn't want Jemele Hill to leave. I've been on the air religiously stating she's a miss for us. Highly intelligent, very accomplished, good peoples. What are you talking about? When? Can somebody here please find something that on the record when I'm on the air, something talking about Jemele Hill and Cari Champion? You were at the Tennis Channel. And I brought you over to ESPN.
Not the Tennis Channel.
Had to get approval. Had to get Skip Bayless support because he was the #1 guy. Who you think did it? Who you think did it? I can get into a whole bunch of details that surrounded you not necessarily ending up there. If Skip had his way or somebody else had their way, it was me that stopped that. This marvelous, talented black woman who magnetized towards the camera, had a flavor and a style and a flair about her that I thought would serve the show well. Ask Jamie Horowitz. Ask him. What are you talking about? That's a lie. I have never failed to support you or Jemele Hill. How dare you say that about me? How dare you say that about me? That has never happened. And if I disagreed with stuff, I'd keep it silent. Just like the brothers and sisters were silent about Jussie Smollett. Like Dave Chappelle said, we supported him with our silence because we knew his ass was lying.
Absolutely. So here's what Stephen A is getting at, okay? And this is my thought process. Stephen A is getting at that these women, okay, are absolutely lying their you-know-what's off, okay? And I 100% believe him because I have never, and I'm telling you, I have never, and I'm a woman that watches sports, okay? I have never seen Stephen A talk about Cari Champion. And there's a lot there in my Trump voice. And I could have. There's a lot of material there, but he has not. He's never talked about Cari Champion, okay? I didn't even know who Michelle Beadle was. So I know Stephen A has never talked about her. Absolutely not. And as it, pertains to Jasmine Crockett, he was absolutely right to say what he said. He backpedaled and, pop. But at the end of the day, what he said before was actually correct. Jasmine Crockett does all that popping of the mouth, does all that smart talking, does all of that, and absolutely has nothing going on. Okay. She want to say, well, I'm on these bills. You need to look it up. My legislation. No, ma'am. You are a co-sponsor. Okay. All the bills that actually have passed, all 11 of them. Okay. You were a co-sponsor on. None of your actual bills are law. And you're a lawyer. Make it make sense. Why are there no laws? So yeah, you can go ahead and co-sponsor something. But what Stephen A was talking about was facts. And it goes for Jasmine Crockett or any other person up on Capitol Hill, Republican or Democrat or independent. Green Party, and whatever else you got up there. It's absolutely correct. Okay? But they want to say because she is a black woman that you cannot say anything. Why can't we? Why can't we? Stephen A isn't me. You know, I just go up and down. Stephen A actually stuck to just your policies, to just what you need to be doing for your constituents. And you're mad at that. So he can't critique you personally, and he can't critique your public policy. So he can't say anything. Absolutely not. If you think that nobody's going to say anything, you're absolutely wrong. Okay? You're absolutely wrong. Jasmine Crockett is not above reproach. Jasmine Crockett isn't. Michelle Obama isn't. Nobody, Republican or Democrat. Okay? Y'all had a lot to say about Condoleezza Rice. Y'all had a lot to say about Winsome Sears. Y'all had a lot to say about Candace Owens. Okay? Whether you believe that Candace be going off a cliff or not. You got a lot to say about her. Okay, she's in a public space, but she's not even doing public policy. She's not even a politician. And you guys have a lot to say about Candace Owens. But we can't talk about Ratchet Crockett. Do you see the hypocrisy? Cari Champion sits up on CNN and has so much to say about Republicans and is wrong as two left shoes. She's always wrong. But yet, she's allowed to do that. She's allowed to say orange man, Cheeto man, this man, you know, talk about Donald Trump's wig toupee. Meanwhile, she has on a 30-inch bust down. That is not hers. I don't care, but you get to say things. You get to talk about people, and nobody can talk about you because you're black. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is the most hypocritical thing ever. And it stops. They do this to stop important conversations. They absolutely do it to stop important conversations because, you know, if we're talking about Cheeto Man, or if we're talking about, you know, how Ratchet Crockett looks, we're not talking about the important conversations that we need to have, which is that Ratchet Crockett has not done anything for South Dallas. And that was the conversation that Stephen A was trying to have. I'll give him that. He was being very respectful to Ratchet Crockett. Don't know why, but I'll give it to him. He was being very respectful. He put up what she was doing in the public sector. That's still a problem. So that tells me you can't be touched. I don't know if you think you Don Corleone, okay? I don't know if you think you're the Godfather. Nobody can touch you. But you're not. You are a public figure. You are a public servant. Keyword servant. You do service. You're in the service business. You are here to serve others, particularly the district that you belong to. Cari Champion, you are at CNN for whatever reason to give your opinion. Okay? Because you have no public policy background. You have no public administration background. You don't even have a civics background. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you can't talk politics. Okay? But what you say is never true. You don't even, the crazy part is you don't even research the very thing you're talking about. So at least you can have some factual information there. You just talk. And that's the problem. Okay? That's the problem. And that's what Stephen A is talking about. And when it comes to this, Cari Champion just wants to be seen because nobody was talking about Cari Champion. Not one. She put herself in that. Nobody said anything about Cari Champion. Michelle Beadle interjected herself. And then here you come. Okay? Karens and the 92% work hand in hand. They got to get y'all together. They have to get y'all together, because I'm telling you right now, that is going to be the death of America. All right. The death of America is going to come from those Karens and the 92%, because they will vote for anything that is against white men and black men that are straight, or cis, as they like to call it, because they have some type of hatred for it. And I don't understand why. Okay. All you ever hear is patriarchy, 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 patriarchy. Ma'am, the patriarchy is the reason why anybody knows you. Stephen A. went the bat for you. Okay? The patriarchy is the only reason why anybody knows Rachel Crockett, because there are men supporting her. Simps maybe, but nevertheless, that is the reason why you are here. I don't understand why the genders cannot work together. I don't understand it. We're better together than we are apart. But that's all they want to do. They want to make this a matriarchal thing. They want to make this a gynocentric thing. Okay. How did that work out for you for the last 4 years? Because we all know that Sleepy Joe was not running the country. Please. Absolutely not. They absolutely want to make this all about they want to make this all about women. Just women. I can tell you right now, my experience with women, for the most part. Okay. Women are very, very nice to be around. But some women, when they get into this mode, I want to be a boss, I want to be this, I want to be that, they don't care who they undercut. And that includes other women. Okay. Because you don't have a problem with talking about other women. You don't have a problem with tearing other women down. Those type of feminists, they don't have a problem with that. What they have a problem with is when you talk about them, when you talk about what they support and the stupid things that they stand behind. For the life of me, I don't know why these people keep voting for Democrats, especially people of color, Latinos, Black people. Don't know why you do it. Maybe it is what Malcolm X said. You're Trump. Because they put you last. Absolutely. You got Mayor Mohawk out here just going to bat for the illegals. He called the UN. When has he called the UN when the YNs is out there killing all of the single mothers' babies? Okay? Their sons are laying in the street. I've never seen him go to bat for that. Never seen it. Didn't see him trying to call up, nobody. He even took ShotSpotter out. But you're going to go to bat for people from Venezuela? You're going to go to bat for people from Honduras, Mexico? Okay. Haiti, whatever. People that don't belong here because they're not from here and they didn't come here legally. You can go and spend the money on that, but you cannot spend the money on people that are from your city, people that were born and raised in your city, white or black. You can't do that. But you can go and spend money on illegals. And that's because they have an agenda. So no, Stephen A. shouldn't let up on Ratchet Crockett. He should keep going. He should absolutely keep going. And honestly and truly, that last thing that he said, the last thing that he decided to say, I thought was absolutely 100% correct. It was correct because that's how these women on the liberal side, the 92%, that's how they think. Okay? This is the last thing he said. Here it is.
On this particular instance, I've instructed everybody to stand down. Because the shit that I've heard talked about regarding me, my character, my career, my work ethic, you wanted my attention. You got it. On this.
And that is exactly what they were looking for. They were looking for Stephen A's attention. Stephen A is a big fish. Okay. He's big fish. They little fish. Big bank. They little bank. They know they can use Stephen A. They've been using him. That's how they got where they are in the first place. And Stephen A, he is what he is. But to sit here and actually try to make that man out to be some misogynist, he may be wrong in his political facts. He may be on the wrong side. Okay. But a misogynist, absolutely not. Okay. These women, what's her name? Michelle Beadle, Karen, and Cari Champion are absolutely in the wrong. If it was me, I'd do more than just run their name through the mud. But I know Stephen A isn't going to do that. However, it's absolutely wrong. But guess what? They're allowed to do it. And so they're doing it. But Stephen A should continue his clapbacks. And hopefully he wakes up and stop being a chump and get off the Democratic parties. You know what? Because it ain't working out. It absolutely isn't working out. And he's going to continue to be talked about, whether he likes Michelle Obama or not, whether he likes Ratchet Crockett or not. He's going to continue being talked about. It is what it is. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Stephen A. Smith and all of the Ratchets and Karens that actually came for him, because he had the nerve to say something about Jasmine Crockett. And let me know what you think about Jasmine Crockett saying that she don't really care about his apology because he wouldn't have really said it if, it wasn't going to hurt him or if he didn't get the backlash, which is trash. Okay. It's absolute trash, but that's how they roll. That's why that's why Sydney Sweetie didn't apologize. They were mad that she didn't apologize. I wouldn't apologize either, because once you apologize, you're still going to talk about me. So who cares? Feel how you feel. Okay. And then let me know what you think of Cari Champion and her drama and her, putting herself somewhere that wasn't wanted because nobody was talking about her per usual. And last but not least, let me know what you think about Michelle Beadle, because who is she to say that she doesn't want to sit next to Stephen A. Smith? Girl, go on. You guys get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of that. Let me read these last super chats before we get up out of here. I appreciate you guys for being with me today. Thank you so, so much. Oh boy, I see it. I don't know what's up with StreamYard. I gotta do all this scrolling for my super chats. All right. Thank you so much, Jay the Legend Sports, with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Why Ratchet Crockett just feel why does Ratchet Crockett feel justified because Stephen A simping ass coward out? She feels justified because the 92% came for him. Okay, as they like to say, they came from him. Okay, they came for him, and he felt it. Okay, it was everywhere. And Stephen A, may be used to the drama from men, but he has a special affinity for women because of what he says. 5 women have raised him, so he has a special place in his heart for them. Well, they don't have one for you, Stephen A. And so, Jay, that is why. Okay, he felt the need to issue an apology, and guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. They got him up out of here ASAP. And that's his own fault. So I don't feel no ways about that. But I do agree with everything he said. He's absolutely right. And these 2 women, Cari Champion and Michelle Beadle, are trash. They're just trying to capitalize on something that's happening. Per usual of women that don't want to build their own thing or that don't want to really grind to get somewhere. Okay. You want to be a man? Well, then do what men do. Grind and make yourself relevant. But they're not going to do that. So Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me scroll to get the other one. You guys, thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate ya. Jay, the Legend Sports, with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, if Michelle Beadle is known, what is the Karen of sports reporting, then Cari Champion is the guard dog. Is the guard dog of white supremacy at ESPN. Lord Jesus. Let me read that one more time. If Michelle Beadle is the Karen of sports reporting, then Cari Champion is the guard dog of white supremacy at ESPN. Y'all are wild. Thank you so much. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, my homie Quincy, go to bed, Mika. I shall. Okay. It's an early day for me. I shall. Okay. Quentin, don't make me come for you. I'm gonna get you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. You always support me. Thank you. Thank you. And then we have Rod, the one and only. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. You're my favorite podcast, Amika. Oh, y'all so nice today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, you guys. I think I have read them all. I think I got everybody. I want to make sure. Look at this. This is a shame. This is an absolute shame. Oh, wait. Ian. See, that's why I went up. Stephen A is on the apology tour and he hates it. Well, he did it to himself. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Ian. He did it to himself. Okay. You never, you have to stand 10 toes down. Okay. What did Kanye say? Don't ever fix your lips like collagen to say something where you're going to end up apologizing. He shouldn't have apologized. I wouldn't have, because he didn't say anything wrong. Not one disparaging thing. Okay. But a hit dog gonna holler, even when you don't hit them. Because they already know. And they expect you to be on code. They expect you to be saying what they told you to say. They already told you what to say. Why you're not saying it, I don't know. But they already told you. His mama loved him. The sisters love Ratchet Crockett. So he already knows what he's supposed to be saying. He's not saying it. So you got what you got. But you should have stood 10 toes down because you were absolutely right with what you said. And you were respectful while doing it. So they shouldn't have had a problem with it. But feminists, misandrists, they always have a problem when somebody talks about them because they know they are in the wrong. Absolutely. Every day, all day. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate you. I really do. I just want to make sure. Let me go back up here. Kim 1, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I say FF Jasmine Crockett. Y'all are wild. Crockett, she needs to do better. She's not going to do better. She's going to continue doing what she's doing because she's getting attention for it. Okay. Attention will allow people to do what they're doing. Absolutely. 100%. Every day, all day. That's what they will do because it's being allowed. Okay. The Democratic Party is going to use her. You see, she didn't get that slot. Okay. She didn't get it. But yet, what is she doing? She's still doing what she wants to do. So it is what it is. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Kim 1. Holla at Dre. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you. I see you working. I am on this good holiday. Shout out to the veterans. Okay. You see my Army shirt? Thank you. All right. I am working. I definitely am. Thank you. You know, I don't need y'all out here talking about me like Cari Champion and them. Oh, Lord, thank you so much. Oh my God, I be busting out laughing at y'all. Taurus Prince, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it. I wouldn't apologize to none of them wenches. Now that's a throwback word. My grandma used to use that word. These wenches. Thank you so much, Taurus. I appreciate it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You got a hater in the chat. You got a hater in the chat. Guess what? I've been on less than a year, and I got more than any of the women you like. I do. YouTube tells me so. So to the hater in the chat, did your mama snaps get cut back on? I saw her all over my timeline. I really did. I told him to cut it back on. I told them, no, don't blame me. It's not my fault. Blame me, daddy. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for pulling up. It's always one. It's always one. Stall them out. I'm not stalling nobody out. Stephen A is very inspiring today. Okay. I'm not stalling any of you out because absolutely do I go mess with anybody? No, I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. I do what I do. Why are you hating? Absolutely not. It's just dumb. Thank you so much, Drama City. I appreciate you. Continue to conquer your journey, Mika. I absolutely will. And they're going to watch it all the way. They're going to watch it. Okay? They're going to watch me blow. And they're going to hate all the way. And it's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with it. Because I have plenty of people that love me. So thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Taurus, thank you so much for the super chat, Taurus Prince. $1.99. Super chat won't let me use the B. No, it won't. It won't. It won't. YouTube censors a lot of stuff, which is why I was telling you guys yesterday that I'm going to start doing, deep dives on members only videos. And I'm going to start getting into Patreon and things like that, because some things that I really want to get into, I can't. And it's strictly because of the factors of YouTube. So, yeah. Okay. Done absolutely phenomenal for a channel that is 1 year. This is my first year. Okay. And it's been phenomenal. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you guys. All right. Okay. Well, now that the hater doesn't have anything else to say, you guys, thank you so much for pulling up on me on an off day. Okay. I wanted to come out and just really talk about one, Stephen A, because I thought it was hilarious. But two, just, how when people see you coming up, as we saw in the chat, when people see you coming up, or when you are the man like Stephen A is, they're going to have a lot to say. They're going to have a lot to say. But let them talk. Let them keep on talking. Okay? Shout out to the Red Cup gang. Let them keep on talking. We're going to be here and we're going to continue to grow. All right. And we're going to continue to stay on everybody in pop culture's neck. Okay. Including the minions, including the haters, because everybody is involved when it comes to pop culture, politics, entertainment, sports. We got to talk about everybody. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So thank you guys so much. The Mika Mafia. Yeah. I see y'all because y'all be everywhere. Y'all see stuff that I don't even see, child. They be like, Mika, did you see this? I appreciate you guys though. So let me go ahead and get this roll call. Thank you, Big Sean. I see ya. Thank you. Oh, hey, J Ben. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Good show. Just got back from DC. Was super safe, wasn't it? Not a mouse. Wasn't it? Now, don't get me wrong. Ever since, Trump had to let up a little bit, the YNs, the young YNs, okay, the young ones, they trying to start back, but for the most part, it has stayed, pretty consistent. So I'm happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Thank you, J Ben. Thank you for supporting the platform. Thank you for rolling up. I appreciate it. Edgar, thank you. Thank you all. Chavez, loud and clear. Your car, Bobby Cherry. Who else? Rod, the only one. Thank you for supporting the platform. Ruckus, Mandy. Thank you so much for supporting the platform. Who else we got? Got Flavor. Holla at Dre. Quentin. Thank you so much. Drama City. Thank you, Slimmy, for supporting. I appreciate you, homie. Who else we got in the building? Reggie. I appreciate you. Josh, James, Kevin. It is what it is. You here, so it's a view and it's a like. Thank you. Rob Maddock, Mills. Who else? Artifacts. Thank you. Holla at Dre, Chill Will, Shadow Dragon, DJ Ace, Got Flavor, Rick, Smell the Roses. Hey, love. Diabolical. DJ Ace Production. I think I said that, but DJ Ace Production, thank you. Who else? Your card, Trace. Executive MLE, thank you. Sugar Shane, thank you so much. Myra, what? Muriel? Angel? Mario? Thank you. I appreciate you. Who else? Samaris, Jennifer, TW Uncensored Reaction. Thank you. Nicholas, thank you. Scoop, thank you. I am Fast. Thank you. Let's see who else we got in the building. Y'all was in here. I think I said Josh. The Buto Network, thank you. The Genius CEO, thank you. Lido, thank you. What is this? Veracity Inc., thank you. Magnificent Gaming, Jeffrey Rice, thank you. Thank you guys for pulling up. Jada Legend Sports, thank you. Bad Hombre, thank you. Rob Madden, thank you. Who else? Trying to get the most. Ken, thank you. Clifton Russell, thank you. Michael Johnson, thank you. James Ferguson, Ian, I am Ruckus nephew, thank you. My brother, OG Life Japan, thank you. Tyrone, thank you all. You guys pulled up and I am appreciative. Donna, and thank you to Mike That Dude on Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bernie, J Pitt, thank you. Oda 920 or 920. Thank you. Who else? DJ Vapors, thank you. I think I got a lot of you guys. Yeah. So thank you guys for pulling up. I do appreciate you. As always. If you got something to say, let me know. It's your girl Mika. And I'm out. Peace, y'all.